In the wild, mysterious depths of Brittany, France, sits an old abandoned shack. Surrounded by ancient oaks and home to all manner of forest dwellers, it is here that we meet to share our stories. So pull up a seat, swing that light, grab your favourite beverage as we share another tantalising tale in the Freakin Shack.
Welcome to the shack.
And what a shack show it's been so far.
It's been a real shack show. We started recording.
About 2 hours ago.
Yeah, easily 2 hours ago. And this is the first bit of the recording so far. I cannot tell you how many issues we have had with a new microphone and a new the camera worked fine. But my microphone didn't. Neither did my headphones.
Headphones.
I was going to say headset, but that sounded very old.
that is a bit dated. It's a bit of a dated expression. Yeah, I have to say that it's the worst kind of shoes I think you can get is shoes. I only say this because I have actually been shopping for shoes today.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I'm well. At least I don't know if I'm going to get them yet, but they're a little on the pricey side, but they're very nice, and I'm going to see. But if I do get them, I will be doing a total and complete review of them.
Oh, nice.
Because they are rather special.
Are they like red magic shoes where you click your heels together and go home?
They're not. The ones I've picked are not red, but they are kind of magic.
Oh.
So, yeah. That's all I'm going to say. I'll tell you more about it. I'll tell you more about it next time.
I'm very excited. I want to see a picture.
I'll keep you posted.
Well, this could be our very first video.
Oh, well, great, because it's getting dark here now, so I'm in the worst light I think I've had in...
It's very dark here, but I'm in the shack. In the proper shack with the library behind me, the bookshelves. Can I just do a little welcome that I wrote earlier? And it's slightly different to our usual welcome.
Oh, okay, go for it.
It says, "Welcome to the Freakin Shack, the place where myths breathe, legends stir, and something howls in the woods. And if it does howl in the woods, we absolutely follow it. Tonight, we are peeling back the layers of something ancient, something sneaky, and definitely something you don't want to meet on a dark road. We're talking shapeshifters. Those eerie creatures that hide behind borrowed skin. Whether they're slipping into animal forms or disguising themselves as people, shapeshifters cross boundaries between species. It reminds me very much of Animagus from Harry Potter.
It is a little bit.
But not quite so malevolent, maybe. So between worlds, between truth and fear. There you go.
Oh,
So that's just a little bit about what we're going to talk about today. So I thought we'd put that at the beginning.
What's that sound?
I have no idea.
There was like a weird rattling under your table, or did you move something?
It might have been my paper.
Okay.
It might have been a turn the page.
Okay. Oh yeah, it might have been that. Yeah, that sounds similar. Okay.
You know what will happen now, don't you? We'll say all this, and when this is edited,
it'll edit it out, and no one will ever hear it.
There will be no sound.
Yeah. If you don't hear a weird rattling sound, it's because it's been edited out. But there was a weird noise.
I could try and find it and put it back in.
Brilliant.
Okay. Other than that, we'd like to welcome everyone to the shack. We are working very hard at the minute to grow our community. I am working on a few projects, doing different social media posts, trying different things to see if they work. Blue Sky still don't talk to me.
Oh.
Nobody on Blue Sky talks to me at all. I scream into the wilderness. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what I put on. I've got a few.
The void.
It definitely is. I'm like, I've still got that post where I've said, "Is there anybody there?" And it just echoes there. Like
so
that.
your answer, in fact, is no.
No.
No. There's no one.
No.
There.
No one cares.
No.
In fact, no one talks to us. Nobody.
We did have a couple of people who spoke to us once, and that's it.
Yeah, we've had, probably I can say, the communication from people you can count on one hand.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Yeah. Please reach out to us, people. Please.
If you're listening, what social media do you use if you're not on Blue Sky or TikTok? Or I think you put this on Facebook as well.
I've got Facebook. I've got Instagram. TikTok, I've got most I've got most followers, but most of them watch about 2 seconds of the video as they scroll on by.
I do think we need to change the format of some of our TikTok videos.
Some of our TikTok videos, I'll do one picture with a message on it and it gets more views than another one that I've spent
hours doing.
An hour doing. Yeah. So it's not worth doing anything extravagant. But hey ho, there you go. But we are talking shapeshifters. Shapeshifters.
Shift shapers.
Shift shapers, yeah. Ship shape and Bristol fashion.
Absolutely.
Oh dear.
Okay, so what have you got in terms of shapeshifting then? Because I've got notes too.
I have my notes. I have my notes all printed out.
Yeah, I wasn't that special.
I did send them to you. Did you find them?
No.
I did send them.
I barely got the link to this call. The first link came through and it went straight to my junk folder. And then the next one came through and it went into my other folder. So I was waiting on the junk folder. I was like, oh, this is where it's going to pop up. No. And I was like, oh, well, maybe it actually went through to the main inbox then. No, of course not. Don't be so silly. Outlook. Seriously, what are you doing? What are you doing? Pull yourself aside and have a word with yourself because there's something wrong here. User-friendly? I don't think so.
I was sat here after sending you a message and I was like texting you on Messenger and I was like, hello? Anybody there?
I left you to sort your microphone out and sort it out. And I sat here and I was crocheting away. I was quite happy. Right? I'm making my stuff. I'm sat here. I've got my emails open. It's all fine, right? And then I was like, oh, I put my do not disturb on my phone. So I was like, oh shit. So I took it off and then realised, oh crap, she's been messaging me for the last 10 minutes.
Hello?
Again, we come back to, hello, is there anybody there? Yeah. No, is the answer. No.
But having said that, we would love to have real people's stories. I did find somebody who was open to talking about their stories with us. Oh, really?
Yeah. She's got a TikTok channel, and she talks about all the things that happen in her haunted house. So
I had a message from her as well. She got in touch with me, but what I want to do is to make sure that we can do this, as in
the actual recording part of it, successfully before we bring somebody else in.
Absolutely, because if somebody had been here as a guest tonight,
it would have been a nightmare.
They'd have just run away.
I think they'd have given up.
Yeah. I nearly did.
We nearly gave up.
We definitely nearly gave up. But anyway, shall we zoom into it tonight?
Yeah.
I think we've talked enough. And we had a little, not a break last week, but you were busy doing stuff. I was away, so that's why we had a tale from the shack. So every now and again, if we can't do a recording like this, then I will always make sure that there's a tale from the shack. So there's a small story, because that'll just hopefully tide everybody over. But if anybody's got a really good story, a real one that we could put in Tales from the Shack, that would be even better.
And it doesn't have to be stupidly long. It can just be an experience that you have.
Yeah, 5 minutes. I can make a story out of, 5 minutes, and you can tell the story if you want to. So we can do a recording of your voice and put it onto your own story if you want to, but you don't have to. I'm quite happy to read your story, quite happy to read out your name and everything. But again, if you want to be anonymous, we don't mind that either. Anyway, back to these shapeshifters, because they were sounding really scary, I'll tell you. Right, I have got here. Let's start in the deserts of the American Southwest.
Ooh.
Where the land is red, the silence is deep, and something is always watching. And they are called skinwalkers.
Ooh, that sounds really creepy.
I tell you, these are really creepy. There's a word now. I don't know if I'm even going to get the word right, because I quickly looked at it today. But I will try and spell it out if I can't say it. But there is a word that the Navajo people do not say lightly. And I've got here, Ye Nal Dul Shi. Now, it's spelt Ye, Y-E-E, and then N-A-A-L, D-L-O-O-S-H-I-L. Naldulushi.
Well, I've just written that down and I haven't got the foggiest.
No, so I apologise if I've got it wrong, but it's not a word that is actually said very often, because it's because of what it means. It actually means, with it, he goes on all fours. Yeah, most people just call them skinwalkers. In Navajo legend, a skinwalker is a witch. Not the cauldron-stirring kind, but someone who's given up their humanity for dark power. They wear the skin of animals: coyote, wolf, owl, and by doing so, they take on that creature's shape and speed. They say the skin has to be taken from a real animal, not just worn, but claimed. People who've seen them or claim to say the eyes give them away. Even when they're in animal form, the eyes are too human, and the movement is off. It's a bit like a puppet that's using the wrong strings. It sounds weird. And if you ever lock eyes with one, you might not survive. Or worse, there's worse.
What's worse?
You might become one yourself.
Oh, okay.
But here's the chill. The Navajo do not treat skinwalkers as stories. They are feared. They are not discussed openly, and they are never mocked. So, yeah, maybe we won't say that word again. And
let's hope you said it wrong.
Yeah. And definitely don't go wandering in the desert alone.
Ooh.
Now, I think I had some other information on these. Let me just have a quick look because I wanted to see if I could get anything else. Yeah, there are several theories about the strange events at a place called Skinwalker Ranch. It ranges from scientific explanations to paranormal speculation. And here are some of the most discussed ideas. Lots of information on the internet if you want to look it up. But many believe that the actual ranch is a hotspot for UFO sightings and possibly alien encounters. Witnesses have reported seeing strange craft in the sky, often moving in ways that defy known physics. There are interdimensional portals known around this area. Some researchers suggest that the ranch might be a gateway to another dimension.
That's fun.
There have been reports of sudden shifts in the environment, unexplained disappearances, and sightings of entities emerging from thin air. The Native American curse, it says here. One theory suggests that the land is cursed due to historical conflicts between the Navajo tribes, but the other tribe, again, I apologize for not getting it right, is the UTE. Ute? Would that be Ute or Ute?
It could be either. I have absolutely no idea.
No, I don't either. If anybody knows, please let us know. I quickly grabbed these extra notes, so I haven't looked through these. But the UTE and the Navajo tribes. According to legend, Navajo shamans have placed a spiritual curse on the area, leading to the presence of skinwalkers, shape-shifting beings. But there's also been cryptid sightings beyond UFOs. People have reported encounters with mysterious creatures, including giant wolves, shadowy humanoid figures, and red-eyed beasts that seem impervious to bullets. So, yeah, as humans, we've just tried to shoot them.
I think that's, probably distinctly American.
But there you go. But they say that there is electromagnetic anomalies in that area. Some scientists believe that the ranch experiences unusual electromagnetic activity, which could explain electronic malfunctions, strange lights, and distorted perceptions. This theory suggests that natural geological formations might be responsible for the disturbances, which is a possibility, of course. And then it goes on to say government experiments. there are rumours that the ranch has been used for classified military experiments, possibly involving advanced technology, psychological warfare, or secret aircraft testing. Each theory adds to the mystery, but no single explanation has been proven. Which one do you find most intriguing?
Ooh, I like all of them. I think I'm open to all of them.
Yeah, quite interesting, aren't they? And now I need to find out where I got to.
You lost your place.
I haven't. I found it. Okay, we're going to talk now about something that is called, again, lots of big words. This is called the kitsune. I think it's kitsune. Could be the kitsune. Or it could be the kitsun. I don't know. K-I-T. Sorry?
It's okay. I was just about to say, how do you spell it?
K-I-T-S-U-N-E. Kitsune, I would have thought. It's Japanese. So we're heading to Japan. To whispering forests and flickering lanterns, and the line between spirit and human, where it is paper thin. A bit like the veil, so they say. In Japanese folklore, the shapeshifter is the kitsune, a fox spirit. The older a kitsune gets, the more tails it grows. Up to 9 tails. The 9th tail means major power, illusions, possession, fire breathing, and even time tricks. So it can play with time. They often take human form, especially as beautiful women. And the classic tale, a man meets a mysterious woman, they fall in love, but one day he sees her brushing her tails. Or catches her reflection in a mirror and sees her as a fox. There you go.
Does the fox have more than one tail?
It depends how old the kitsune is. The older it is, the more tails. And then she is gone. Some leave out of shame. Others vanish to protect their secret. Some were never real to begin with. How cool. But not all kitsune are kind. Some lead travellers astray. Could have gone very well with our travelling piece that we did a few months ago now. Our series on travellers. They lead travellers astray. They can cause hallucinations or they can drain life energy. Now, one of the things that we say at the end when we're talking about leaving the shack, we say, keep your lamps lit. Scarily enough, a kitsune can make your lantern go out in the woods. So it is definitely about keeping your lamp lit. Especially, it says if your lantern goes out in the woods and if you hear footsteps behind you, they say a kitsune might be near.
To be fair, I wouldn't care what was near. I'm a little bit away. If my light goes out and then I hear footsteps, I'm on the offensive.
And it says, and with shapeshifters, you never know what's real or who's wearing the skin. Oh my goodness. Sorry, you can hear my pages again now.
I was going to say I heard that noise, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I have some information on mimics.
Ah, right, okay.
And doppelgangers.
Mm.
And do you want to hear about them? Because I went down a little bit of a rabbit hole with this one. Not a particularly big one, but it was a bit deep, shall we say. Because it's all a bit weird. Anyway, the whole thing of doppelgangers, the phrase is translated from the German as doppelgoer or double walker, which I thought was quite interesting. It's deeply rooted in folklore and mythology. It's a malevolent being that takes the form of another, often bringing misfortune or foretelling impending doom, essentially.
Right.
The interesting thing there is that I'm just going to shut up and just say it, Steph. So legends of doppelgangers have circulated for centuries, making them a significant part of paranormal folklore. If you can hear my cat, she's on the sodding windowsill asking to go out. It's raining out there too. This is not the door to summer. I'm sorry. Anyone who's read that book, it's a very good story. Anyway, cats just circle the house. Thanks, kitty. They circle the house looking for the door to summer. If there is a closed door, they have to check that summer is not on the other side of it. And in her case, it includes windows. Even though you can see the rain is falling outside. Never mind. Shapeshifters, I'm back on it. Shapeshifters, not shapeshifters, mimics, are similar to ghosts, whilst sharing some traits commonly associated with demons due to their I can't even say that word. Due to their unpredictability and their chaotic nature.
Right.
I scribbled it out twice and had to rewrite it. I couldn't read my own writing. I'm sorry. The shapeshifters can mimic appearance and the mannerisms of other beings, including humans. They have mind-reading capabilities, which makes them virtually indistinguishable from the original. However, experienced hunters and spirit guides can feel an unsettled aura or a slight difference in their behavior. So they can detect those things. They can be, the mimics, that is, can be fooled into momentarily showing their true form. But the interesting thing about this is that the target, I use in inverted commas, the target of the mimic is not the person that they mimic. They essentially, the target is often they're mimicking the person that is closest to their target, because they then use that influence and trust to basically be able to influence the other person. They use that trust to give bad advice, to encourage their victims to doubt themselves, maliciously haunt them, and it just says that they haunt their victims relentlessly.
Wow.
So they have some powers, which I felt was important to know about. So they have enhanced durability, and above average strength and agility. They can have temporary invisibility.
Excuse me. Do they have an invisibility cloak?
I don't believe they do. I think they can just, think it or something. I have no idea.
Okay.
But temporary invisibility. They have the ability to mind read. So they can read the mind of the person that they are mimicking or the person that they're targeting to try to get the best response from them. Obviously, shapeshifting is one of their abilities as well. Turn the page. In a minute. Okay. They have some weaknesses, which I felt was important to know about. Disrupting their concentration is a weakness. So apparently doing this whole mimicking thing drains their their energy. It takes a lot of concentration to be able to hold it in the right way. And if you disrupt their concentration in any way, they can lose, you can get them to show their true person, their true character. They have the lack of a shadow or a reflection. So if they are mimicking somebody, that person will not have a shadow. I thought that was really cool. It's like, well, that seems like a big red flag, though, to be fair. Like, if you're not sure if someone's being mimicked, take them out in the sun or turn on bright lights or something. A person with a strong will can see straight through them. So that was interesting. Salt can act as a barrier at thresholds or salt circles. That's
a very well known thing, isn't it, for keeping bad spirits away.
It also used to be, there was a thing about brick dust in doorways and things like that, if I remember that correctly. My cat is now going to climb inside my laptop bag. Jonesy, are you serious? What are you doing? She's like, sod you, I'm a cat. I'm doing cat things. Do you have to do it now? She's in the bag. She's in the laptop. Oh, never mind. Right. Funnily enough, traps and tests can also catch them out. You're going to have a lot of sounds to edit out of this. I'm sorry.
Oh!
She fell out the bag. God, I'm getting all confused now. Cat's so distracting. Traps and tests, cleverly constructed tests can expose them since they struggle to replicate a specific personal detail or emotional response.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Excuse me. But does that mean you're a shapeshifter because we've confused you and stopped your train of thought?
Well, considering that I'm still sat here, I'm going with no.
Thank goodness for that.
Not to mention that my light is right here and I clearly have a shadow.
You do.
So I think we're fine. Silver can seriously harm or even kill them. Was that your phone?
Yeah.
We're doing so well today, aren't we? We're doing so well. This is amazing. We're so professional. Okay. Where did I get to? Oh, yes. And the sort of rabbit hole that I had to go down here was I just got the information that devil's traps may work. And then I sat there and went, well, what is a devil's trap? And do I want to know? Well, yeah, truth was I actually really did want to know. So a devil's trap is a mystical symbol that is drawn, physically drawn on the floor or on a flat surface. And it is used to immobilize and control a demon. And it inhibits some of their powers. I can't read. I'm so distracted by this bloody cat. She's gone now. It's fine. She's left.
You do realise that last time we did a recording, it was your dog.
Oh, yeah, it was, wasn't it? Well, it's okay. It's a family affair. So, yeah, essentially, I was wondering why this symbol and what the symbol was to look like, because surely it had to be a specific symbol that you had to draw in order for this to work, right? Well, it turns out not so much. There's a lot of different kinds, but there is a theme. So the symbol itself has to be a grid or an irregular mesh pattern of crisscrossing lines, or a series of sort of cross-like symbols, like X's, right? Where the lines interject each other.
Excuse me, not cross as in cross.
It's a cross symbol.
I'm very cross.
Yeah, get out of the bloody house. No, physically. Not emotionally cross, physically cross. Anyway.
I can get physical and cross.
Well, that's very true. That's very true. The idea of the lines, the crisscrossing lines, they're intended to entangle the demon, you see. And they would often use pentagrams and there are two different kinds of this, heptagrams or septagrams. And you can pick which one because they're both 7-pointed stars. So, but that's the thing. So they were usually drawn, I think, in chalk. But it had to be something that couldn't be brushed or blown away.
Right.
Because the removal of one of those lines, any break in that line would blow it away. So it was essentially like a pentagram or a septagram surrounded by a circle. And the idea was that when the demon or whatever it was broke through the outer circle, it would become entangled in the inner shape. And then it wouldn't be able to get out unless it was released. And their powers were kind of inhibited while they were in it. So they couldn't kind of magic themselves out, or I'm assuming they could still use some of their powers, so they could still wangle it. It's why it doesn't work on all of them, I suppose. But apparently it can work for a mimic.
Okay.
Or a doppelganger. So yeah, that's what I found out.
Cool. That's very cool. Well, we have another one. I've got one. And it's called... My light is not very good here. I do have a swingy light, by the way. I don't even know if you can see it. Can you see it? Oh, yeah, look.
Oh, yeah, just about.
But I'll swing that light in a minute.
Okay.
Because I've got a story to finish with, obviously. If I can find it. I'm just trying to read the last bit. I will get even more professional eventually, because there is a lovely way of putting script up on the screen so that we can read it, but other people can't see it. So we can actually look at our audience at the same time as talking about our notes.
I mean, we don't often use the video as well as the audio.
We have never really used it. We've got a few little clips, but I can now ask the editing when we edit it to pull out clips for us.
Oh.
So they'll do like short little clips that we could then use on social media. It's all very clever. So we may do that. But we might even be able to use some of this and put it a video audio onto YouTube.
Yeah, we can do that too. Yeah.
So I might upload it. We'll see what it looks like when we've finished.
I mean, my video is going to look pretty rough tonight because I don't have any of my lights because you have them all.
I do. Thank you so much.
So I might have to dig out some of my other ones.
Yeah, you do look very black and white.
Yeah.
You look like you're from an old movie.
That's right.
Nothing wrong with that.
I'm sorry. The ladies that used to be in the old movies, they used to look stunning because they were in black and white. Anywho.
There you go.
Yeah. So I'm in for a bit of that. It's fine.
Okay. Right, I'm going to read this last bit. And this is all about something called a Selkie.
Oh, I know about those.
Do you? Have you got any in your big book?
I tell you what, I'll mute my mic and I will have a little look for you.
Okay. In the misty shores of Scotland and Ireland, where the sea is full of stories, the Selkie is a seal who becomes human by shedding its skin. The tale is that a man hides a seal's skin, the Selkie, now a woman, and then she can't return to the sea. They marry, have children, but one day she finds the skin and then she vanishes. In some stories, she returns to visit her children. In others, she is never seen again. It's a story about freedom, really, about hiding your true self and how you can live a whole life and still be waiting to go home. That's quite sad, really, isn't it? That is
Yeah,
quite
it really is. Yeah.
to I think a lot of people perhaps do this in their lives, have like a different persona about themselves, almost a not themselves.
A mask, as it were.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think lots of people live like that a lot of the time. Yeah, we've got people in our family that we know that have these masks that they wear. Luckily, they're able to be themselves when they're in certain situations. But I think sometimes if you're in maybe an abusive situation where you are walking on eggshells all the time,
I
then
think, certainly those masks tend to be a lot sturdier in unsafe situations or situations where you perceive them to be unsafe. And yeah, thankfully, if somebody has a safe place, and a safe relationship or, an environment where they do feel safe and that mask can come off a little bit, then, I think it's certainly a good thing if that's the case. But unfortunately, I think there's a lot of people out there that don't have that safe place, and that's horrible.
the shack is a safe place.
The shack is a safe place for everybody.
Yeah.
Absolutely everybody.
Come and join us at the shack.
Yeah. By the way, the Selkies are in my book.
Oh, they are. I thought
Yeah.
they would be. Some say that they will see Selkies watching from the rocks, especially when it's foggy. And if you hear weeping near the waves, they say not to follow it. Because she isn't crying for you. Oh, it's heartbreaking, this one.
Yeah.
It's really, yeah. So Selkies, not who you think they are, but
Yeah, so in my book, they are down as seals in the sense
Yeah.
of it's all written about the seal and the different forms of being related to seals. So for the people of the Northern Sea, the seal has long been the creature of magic. It's not only preserves life with its flesh, oil, and hide, it has a spiritual life of its own that is well attested. Many seals have the ability to take human form, and Selkies and Roan, not sure how to say that one, have frequently come to the shores and begun human relationships and born children before returning to the sea again. These relationships begin with the human partner steals the hides away from a creature's seal skin. Yeah. It's when the seal rediscovers the skin that they return to the sea again.
yeah.
And there's the Inuit of the Arctic Circle are dependent on the seal. They've developed many secret ways of hunting it, but they maintain their special relationship between people and the seal by acknowledging that it has a living spirit. When they hunt, they entice it with a song that says, "Orphan, little orphan, over the far side of the sea, from the fair far side of the beautiful sea, creep carefully from the water in the shape of a seal." There you go.
Was that a cat or a dog?
That was a cat because she is a horror. I don't even know where she is. Oh, there you are.
Okay, I have one more.
Go ferret.
Again, I'm not sure how to say this. We're a bit rubbish at these words, aren't we? It is called either a puka or a pusa, because it's Puca with an accent over the U, and it's Irish. It says this is a wild story about the puka or pusa. It's Ireland's chaotic trickster. It has no fixed form. It's sometimes a black horse, sometimes a goat or a man with twitchy ears and glowing eyes. The one thing you can count on is mischief. Famous for the midnight ride. If you are drunk and staggering home, the puka or pusa might let you climb on its back and then take you on a wild, terrifying ride over cliffs, rivers, and into total chaos. But it always drops you home, usually in a heap. But some stories say it gives advice. It warns farmers, and it can bring luck if treated well. It's a wild card, a creature of chaos, and if you meet one, say something polite, and you might get a blessing or a ride you'll never forget. So, there you go.
I like it. I do have, it's not quite the same spelling, but there is a puka in my book. And it does say about it being Irish traditions. And it does spell it either Pooka or Puca. And it's described as a mischievous spirit in half animal form who can transform at will. And pukas punish grave robbing.
Oh, wow.
And ingratitude. And have been known to help rescue beasts that founder in bogs.
That sounds like the same thing, same being. It reminded me a little bit of a boggart.
Yes, and it does also say about helping with household tasks and things like that. But it says before Halloween, it is safe to eat the wayside blackberry, but not afterwards when the puka smites the fruit, making it inedible by dirtying it.
It's a well-known thing in Cornwall that after a certain date in September, I believe it's the end of September, I think. I can't remember for exact. I will look it up and find out. But you shouldn't eat blackberries after that date because they say that the devil has been along and peed on them. So
I love it. Why not?
So I've got a little story. So here we go. It's called The Whispering Canyon. Swing that light. Deep in the isolated deserts of Utah, there lies a canyon that the locals avoid. No map marks its existence. No trails lead to its depths. The Navajo elders warn, do not wander where the whisperers call. That is where the skinwalkers roam. Jordan, a documentary filmmaker, had always scoffed at local legend. He and his team, Cody and Lena, were setting up camp at the mouth of Whispering Canyon. eager to film its untouched wilderness. As night fell, the wind carried faint murmurs, hushed voices that didn't belong to them. Cody laughed it off. It's probably just the wind through the rocks. But Lena's unease grew. The voices were not fading, and they were calling her name. Lena. Just past midnight, Lena jolted awake. The tent was open, flaps swaying. Cody was gone. Jordan grabbed his flashlight and followed the faint tracks leading away from camp. They found Cody standing in a clearing, staring at something in the dark. A hunched figure with glowing red eyes. It moved wrong. Its limbs stretching too far. Its head tilting unnaturally. The air turned bitter. Bitter with cold as it mimicked Cody's voice, whispering,
"Help! It's me. I'm lost."
Jordan lunged forward, pulling Cody back, but something lunged too, its movement faster than humanly possible. The creature's skin rippled, shifting between human and animal form. It grinned, with teeth too sharp to belong to a man. They sprinted back to camp, grabbing only their cameras before fleeing. As they drove away, Lena gasped. Their tent was still there, but so were 3 figures, standing motionless in the dark, watching, waiting. When they reviewed the footage the next day, one frame sent chills down their spines. A single still image of the canyon, and in the distance, a shadowy figure wearing Cody's face.
Ooh.
That's it.
Whoa. Creepy. Creepy, creepy.
Spooky, spooky, spooky.
I like it. It's good.
I have a little outro before we finish off. It says, "Shapeshifters unsettle us for a reason. They blur the line between what's real and what's hidden, between who we are and what we fear becoming." Thanks for creeping through this episode of the Freakin Shack. Subscribe and follow us. It's free. It's freaky, and it keeps the fire burning. Next time, we look up there, outside, to monsters among the stars and spirits in the sky. So until then, keep your skin close and your eyes on the shadows.
Making sure, of course, that they have shadows.
Yes, because if they haven't, run. Run fast.
Yep.
Running all the way.
Running all the way.
They are creepy.
Yeah, that's creepy stuff. That's creepy stuff. And the fact that, like the mimics and things that can mimic the people you care about, you'd hope you'd spot it. You'd hope that you know that person well enough to be able to spot it. But But
It
what if they're really good? I mean,
it reminds me again of things like, obviously, in films and literature, obviously the Harry Potter films, where they take polyjuice potion and they become somebody else. Normally it's a hair, isn't it, on their head?
you have to have something of theirs
in
Yeah.
the drink.
The DNA has to be there.
Yeah. And then you become that person for a certain amount of time. But even the wife who was being taken down for questioning
That's right.
didn't know that Ron was not her husband, because he looked and talked and walked, and in all sense and purposes he was her husband.
Yeah.
There you go. But also the other one is it Terminator? One of the last few episodes.
It was Terminator 2. It was Terminator 2 when Arnie's the good one.
Yeah, and the other one could, as he killed people, he became.
Yeah, he could shapeshift.
He could shapeshift. Yeah.
Into those people, and then and there was that thing of on the phone call when he was masquerading as the little boy's mum or foster mum, and he was caught out by not knowing the dog's name.
Yes, yeah, but the voice was exactly the same, wasn't it?
Yeah. So I think we see a lot of it in stories, in books, in movies, things like that.
I think a lot of it is about we're fascinated by the transformation.
Yeah.
The change. It's like the Doctor. Oh, what's it called? I can't remember now. The old horror story of
Dr. Jekyll and
Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Yeah. And then you've also got the transformations of things like the werewolves, and
I think there's a thing in terms of people becoming other people. I think it's something that in scary films, this is a thing with movies, I think, as we've become more desensitized to scary things, I think the scary thing stops being scary. I take like zombie movies, for instance, where not just movies, but the series as well, where there's the big bad monster and the big bad things that are scary and, and frightening, until you go on a little bit and then you realize that actually the most frightening thing out there isn't actually the zombies, it's the other people. And I think that's where the fact of somebody being able to masquerade as somebody that and care about, that's really terrifying, to think that person may not be the person that you think they are. And then that concept of the fact that you may have to either harm them or leave them when they're looking like the person that do you know what I mean? That's heartbreaking. I just can't even think of it. It's just horrible.
Well, good discussions.
Yeah.
Interesting concepts. Love to hear from anybody who has had any experience with any of these or knows any more than we do. And I'm sure there's plenty of people out there that do. But we would just love to hear from you. We'd love to hear your stories, whether they're focused on shape shifting or something else. It doesn't matter what it is, as long as it's spooky, weird, creepy, unexplained. Yeah, even if you don't know whether it's paranormal or not, it's just an interesting thing. I will say, had a slightly lovely experience this week because it was my birthday.
It was
my birthday.
And possibly, if we are recording next week, we're going to do it in person, so we don't have any of these tech issues quite so much. And I get to give you your birthday present because you have to open. Okay, there's more than one, but there is one in particular that has to be opened live.
Okay,
on the podcast.
Okay,
because it's relevant to our podcast.
Lovely. Well, I will tell you about my little, it wasn't a spooky experience. It was very nice. I was clearing out boxes up around the shack, shall we say, clearing out rubbish, sorting out stuff, and I found a box. And this was on my birthday, the day that we said we were going to have a bit of time off in the afternoon. We never did in the end. But we did have something nice to eat. And it was a nice day. It was just, we didn't have to worry about anything else, just enjoying ourselves, really. But we were sorting out stuff. I came across a box, opened it up, and inside were lots of old photographs, pictures, some of you as kids, little, doing kid stuff. That's where I found the picture of us in the band and put it on Facebook.
That was a bit of a shocker when that one popped up. It was the first thing that popped up when I opened it, and I was just like, oh wow, well, thanks for that.
Now, that's not on any of our Freakin Shack pages, but I will post it on the Freakin Shack to frighten the flipping daylights out of you all and show you what some of the things that we got up to first before we did podcasting. But also in the box, as I was looking through, I found birthday cards. I found all sorts of cards. I found wedding cards, engagement cards, and there were some that I was happy to get rid of because I had no idea who they were from. But there were some that was like from you. There was an engagement card from you. Love from Stephanie, it said, in your best handwriting. I think you were, 6?
Yeah, about 5 or 6, yeah.
Yeah. So I kept that one. But then I turned over another one and I opened it up and it was from, and it said on the front, happy birthday to a wonderful daughter or something. And then when I opened it up inside, it was from my mum and dad.
Aww.
And it just said, happy birthday, darling. Love you, oodles or something. Have a wonderful day. And I was just like, I couldn't find that on a better day.
No.
And so I put that to one side. And then I found a funny one from my dad. I'm trying desperately to remember what the joke was. I can't remember. I will put it on our social media because it's probably quite inappropriate now, but at the time, it was the sort of card that you got. And then I found one from my granddad, happy birthday to Katrina. And that one was something about a woman it was about her bust size anyway. It was something like, you're not interested unless you're over 34. But I don't mean her age, I mean her bust size. That was the sort of cards I was getting from my granddad when I was like 19, I think.
Amazing.
And then I found another card, and that was from my grandma and granddad on my birthday. So I had cards from virtually all members of my family that on my birthday that are not with us anymore. So they all went up on the shelf in the kitchen. Aww. So, yeah, so it was every time I found one, it was like, oh, that's another, thanks.
That's very cool. I like that.
And I will try and put, no, I'll tell you what, I'm going to leave you in suspense with that. It's something that I got this week that I'm going to share with Stephanie, but I'll tell you all about it next week. Because I'll know what it's called. I can't remember exactly what it's called and who it's by. And I want to make sure that I put it on and then do a link because I listen to his podcast all the time and I bought his book. So I'm going to tell you all about it next week. Cool. So I know what I'm talking about.
Make sure you know what you're talking about before you talk about it.
Yeah.
It's a good life lesson.
Yeah. So I think with that,
keep your minds open and your lamps lit. And we will see you all next time.
At the Freakin Shack. At the freaking what?
Freakin Chic. The Sheikin Frack.
Is that the Sheik of Araby?
Don't even go there.
Don't.
I don't know.
The Freakin Shack.
I haven't even been drinking.
It's been a tough evening.
It's been a tough night, yeah. And as for that, finishing early thing, what a joke.
Yeah. Right, we're gone. Bye
guys.
everyone.
See you
Bye.
next week.
Contact us at fshack03@gmail.com or find us on social media by searching #The Freakin Shack. That's freaking without a G.
We're looking forward to hearing from you really soon.